What you're about to hear is not inspiration. It's a warning, a transmission from the front lines, because the war for your mind has already begun. And most, they've already waved the white flag. They wake up exhausted, not from action, but from avoidance. Drown in a sea of alerts, scrolls, likes, lies. Every day they chase focus but stumble through fog. They start everything, finish nothing. They label it laziness, a DHD burnout. They whisper to themselves, maybe I'm just not cut out for this. But the truth is much darker. You're not broken. You're outnumbered. Outgunned by invisible systems designed to enslave your attention, fracture your identity, and keep your potential locked in a cage you were taught to decorate with pride. The algorithms know you better than you know yourself. The dopamine traps are engineered by billion-dollar empires who profit from your distraction. They want you reactive, weak, obedient. They want your mind chasing notifications instead of purpose. But not us. We don't play their game. We break the board. We were forged in the chaos. While others dissolved into excuses, we sharpened into weapons. While they sought comfort, we embraced the storm. What they call a disorder, we call a gift. What they call a limitation, we call fuel. What they call burnout, we call the fire we walk through to become untouchable. You see, the world has lied to you. They told you to follow systems that were never built for you. They told you to calm down, sit still, color inside the lines. But warriors aren't meant to be domesticated. Lions weren't made for leashes. You don't need a pill to fix you. You need a protocol to unleash you. This is not about hype. This is about honor. This is not self-help. This is self-warfare. And this battle is sacred because your focus is sacred. And where your focus goes, your entire life follows. So you have a choice. Keep living like your attention is up for sale, or reclaim the throne inside your own skull. Let the sheep scroll. Let the cowards chase hacks and hop routines like addicts. You were built for deeper work. You were built for dangerous focus. You were built to finish what others fear to begin. Because deep down, you know it too. You were never meant to blend in. You were never meant to obey. You were never meant to be average. And if you've made it this far, you already feel the pull. The instinct clawing at the inside of your ribcage that says, I'm done being a slave to distractions. I'm done living someone else's version of my life. I will master my mind, or I will die trying. So here's what comes next. 10 ruthless laws. Not tips, not tricks. Laws. Forged in war, built in blood. Designed to help you focus like a predator, execute like a machine, and rise like the outlier you were always meant to be. Forget balance, forget ease, forget trying to feel ready. You're not here for comfort. You're here to conquer. So burn the rule book, sharpen your rituals, and obey these 10 laws. Because survival in this world depends on it. Law 1. Say no to almost everything. If your life feels out of control, it's not because you're doing too little. It's because you're saying yes to too much. Most people are buried beneath obligations, half-finished dreams, and constant mental noise. Not because they lack discipline, but because they never learned the sacred art of subtraction. They confuse motion with progress. They confuse noise with meaning. They confuse a full calendar with a full life. But here's the truth most can't stomach. Focus is not addition. Focus is elimination. You don't build a masterpiece by throwing more paint on the canvas. You carve away everything that doesn't belong. You want clarity? Then kill what distracts you. You want discipline? Then starve what drains you. You want power? Then protect your time like it's the last weapon you'll ever wield. Because it is. Let me make this very clear. Every time you say yes to something meaningless, you are saying no to your mission. Every text you answer mid-focus. Every low-value task you accept out of guilt. Every conversation with an energy vampire you entertain out of habit. These are not small choices. They are the slow execution of your destiny. You think you can manage it all. You think you can juggle the distractions and still rise. But every yes is a needle to your ambition, slowly draining the drive that once made you dangerous. If you want to become elite, truly elite, then you must build the courage to say no to 99% of what comes your way. And you must say it brutally. Say no to the vices that seduce you in silence. Say no to the people who drain you with their drama. Say no to opportunities that glitter but don't align. Say no to the voice in your head whispering, "It's okay to delay, just this once." Burn it all down. You don't need more tools. You don't need another productivity hack. You need a filter so ruthless that nothing passes through except what makes you lethal. Build your not-to-do list, like it's your war map. No to checking your phone in the first hour of the day. No to gossip, small talk, or conversations with no outcome. No to random meetings, fake emergencies, and quick calls. No to distractions dressed as entertainment. No to any task you can delegate, automate, or delete entirely. And the most important of all, no to the version of you that accepts chaos as normal. The world is full of people who say yes to everything and end up as nothing. Be the exception. Make your time expensive. Make your focus sacred. Make your energy so protected that people either rise to your standard or get cut from your life entirely. This is the first law because without it, the rest are pointless. You cannot chase greatness while dragging anchors. You cannot build empires while babysitting distractions. You cannot rise if you are too afraid to reject what weakens you. So here's the challenge. Today, not tomorrow, draw the line. Audit your world with savage precision. List every task, every person, every habit that bleeds you dry, and cut deep. Yes, it'll feel uncomfortable. Yes, people will be offended. Yes, you will question yourself. But what's worse? Temporary discomfort or permanent mediocrity. Remember, saying no to the world is how you say yes to the mission. And the mission is everything. This is your mind, your life, your war, and your sword is the word no. Wield it without mercy. Law 2. Engineer flow. You think focus is some random miracle you have to wait for? Some rare divine spark that strikes once in a blue moon? No. Focus is not found. It is engineered. You do not stumble into flow state. You build it, deliberately, ruthlessly, with ritual and design. The masses wait for inspiration. They wait for the right moment. They hope the fog will lift. But we create our own storm and move inside it like predators. Listen carefully. If your focus is inconsistent, it's because your environment is sloppy. If your work is shallow, it's because your rituals are weak. If you waste hours waiting to get into the zone, you don't deserve to be there. The mind is programmable. The body is triggerable. And flow is a system. So stop waiting for magic. Start building mechanisms. Build triggers. Create flow. Command results. The first trigger is environment. Where you work becomes a signal. Your desk is a battlefield. Treat it like one. One chair, one setting, One setup, every time. No clutter, no distractions, no excuses. You sit there, you perform. That's it. You build the association until your brain knows, here, we dominate. But the second trigger is sound. Not music, atmosphere. Find the rhythm that activates your inner beast. White noise, binaural beats, lo-fi. Whatever it is, lock it in and loop it. Headphones aren't optional. They're armor. When the sound hits, you shift, you zone in, you vanish from the world. The third trigger is time. Same window, every day. This isn't about convenience. This is about command. Flow doesn't like randomness. It thrives in repetition. Give it a schedule, and it will reward you with peak performance on demand. The fourth trigger is ritual, a warm-up routine, a pre-battle protocol. Stretch, breathe, write, read, meditate. Whatever you choose, do it with intention. The ritual becomes the ignition, and once lit, you're unstoppable. Structure is not restriction. It is freedom. People call it boring, repetitive, robotic. They say, I want more flexibility in my day. But flexibility without boundaries is chaos. Do you think elite fighters wing their training? Do you think Olympic athletes guess their schedule? No. They design everything. They live inside a loop of structure and mastery. And that is why they own their domain. You want to enter flow? Then stop being soft. Stop checking your phone every 10 minutes. Stop switching tabs like a squirrel on crack. Stop hoping your brain will just lock in eventually. Dominate the moment or be devoured by it. Because here's the truth no one else will say. If your focus is fragile, your dreams are too. Your new reality starts. Here. One chair, one zone, one environment, one ritual to light the fire, one sound to drown the noise, one block of time to go deep, one decision. Everything else is noise. You repeat this every day until your nervous system obeys, until your mind steps into flow like a soldier reporting for duty. This is the way of the disciplined, the way of those who no longer hope for greatness. They engineer it. This is not routine. It's not structure. It's not boring. It's liberation. Because once you control your flow, you control your life. And if you control your life, you control the game. Law 3. Begin with the beast. You want to be powerful? Then stop starting your day like a civilian. While others sip comfort and chase dopamine, you must start with the monster. Forget easing in. Forget warming up. Forget just checking email real quick. That's how the average stay average. They start small, soft, scattered. Not us. We start with the beast. The biggest, hardest, most brutal task. The thing you've been avoiding. The thing that makes your chest tighten. The thing you know deep down, if you crushed it first, would change everything. The myth of momentum is killing you. They told you to start with small wins. Build momentum. Do the easy stuff first. But here's the brutal truth. The easy stuff doesn't build momentum. It kills it. Every time you start with comfort, you train your mind to retreat. Every time you avoid the hard thing, you reinforce the habit of weakness. Every time you nibble at tasks like a coward, the beast grows stronger. And soon, it owns you. It controls your energy. It becomes the wall between who you are and who you could have been. You want to level up? Start by hunting the thing that scares you. Every damn morning. Start with the thing that sets the chain reaction. There's always one task that triggers the rest. You know what it is. The thing that, when completed, ignites your confidence. The domino that knocks the rest down. For some, it's the gym. For others, it's deep work. For entrepreneurs, it's usually marketing, the lifeblood they avoid. Whatever it is, you don't touch anything else until it's done. No email, no messages, no checking socials. You earn the right to do anything else after the beast is dead. Because the beast is more than a task. It's a mirror. Every day it asks, will you choose fear or force? Will you lead or escape? Will you show up or shrink? And if you pick the easy route, you've already lost. Before the world even touched you, you surrendered. But when you wake up and face the thing that terrifies you first, when you rip the throat out of the hardest problem before the sun even rises, that's power. That's proof. That's how warriors are built. This is the formula of the focused. Wake up. No snooze. No scrolling. No passive consumption. Sit down. Face the beast. Slay it before the world even realizes you're awake. Do this for 7 days straight and tell me you don't feel dangerous. Tell me you don't feel inevitable. Because if you don't start with the beast becomes you. Avoid enough hard tasks, and they start to mutate. They become anxiety, regret, shame, a feeling of failure you can't quite name, but you carry it like a shadow. And you think you're burnt out. You think you're broken. You think, maybe I'm not built for this. But you are. You've just been running from the fight. And the guilt of avoidance is heavier than the weight of the task. So from this day forward, here's what you do. You start every day on hard mode. You pick the one thing that matters most. You do it first. You don't negotiate. You don't delay. You don't wait to feel ready. Because we don't wake up hoping for discipline. We build it by doing the hardest thing. When we're tired, when we're unsure, when everything screams later. That's how we win. That's how we rise. That's how we become unbreakable. No more weak starts. No more hiding behind fake productivity. You begin with the beast. Or the beast begins with you. And if you want a life of power, progress, and purpose, then every single day, without exception, you begin with the beast. Law 4. Be hard to reach. If the world can reach you at all times, it owns you. Let that sink in. Every buzz, ping, ding, knock, and quick question isn't just a distraction. It's a dagger to your dominance. The modern world worships accessibility. Be available. Be online. Be responsive. Be nice, no. Be lethal. Be focused. Be untouchable. You want to create something that changes your life? Then you need time to go deep. And you can't go deep when you're being pulled in 100 directions by people who wouldn't last one day living with your fire. Your accessibility is the enemy of your ascension. Every open inbox is an invasion. Every notification is a trap. Every got a sec is a test of your boundaries. If you make yourself available to everyone, you become valuable to no one. You want to be high output. You want to build something real. You want focus that slices like a blade through fog. Then you must disappear. You must become the ghost in the machine. Present, but unreachable. The myth of responsiveness is a lie built to control you. They tell you to be a team player, to be reachable, to be easy to talk to. Translation: let others control your schedule. Let their chaos bleed into your peace. Let their lack of urgency infect your momentum. You are not a public servant. You are not a help desk. You are not a digital punching bag for the weak. You are a weapon, and weapons do not answer every call. Here's the playbook. 1. Turn off notifications. Every single one. Not just do not disturb. Kill them. Your phone is not a leash. Your time is not a slot machine others get to pull at random. 2. Gate. Your access. There should be levels to reaching you. Only the most critical voices break through. Your inner circle, your allies, your mission-critical few. Everyone else? They wait, or they get nothing. 3. Schedule communication. You don't respond in real time. You respond on your time. Build blocks into your week for email, messages, calls, and nothing else. Because when everything is urgent, nothing is important. 4. Use signals. Headphones on equals, don't talk to me. Door closed equals I'm building empires. No eye contact equals I'm in the zone. Teach the people around you. Interrupt me at your own risk. 5. Escape the noise. Go off grid. Cabin in the woods. Empty office. Coffee shop in a place no one knows. Leave the charger at home. Let your battery become the clock. And when the juice runs out, so does the session. That's how deep work becomes deadly efficient. You are not rude. You are ruthless. There's a difference. Rudeness is careless. Ruthlessness is intentional. Most people are slaves to availability. But you are building a life that requires deep solitude, deep silence, deep focus, and that cannot coexist with constant connection. If you don't guard your gates, they will storm them. You'll never build your empire if you're busy answering every knock at the door. You'll never master your craft if every 5 minutes your phone hijacks your brain. You'll never become dangerous if you're always one call away from distraction. So here's the rule. Let the world wonder where you went. Let them whisper that you're hard to reach. Because when they finally see what you were building in silence, they'll understand. You don't need to be seen. You need to become undeniable. This is your boundary. This is your perimeter. This is your signal to the world. You cannot have my focus because I've claimed it for something greater. Be hard to reach. Be feared for it. Be respected because of it. Law 5. Turn up the pressure. Pressure isn't the enemy. It's the birthplace of power. The difference between those who succeed and those who dissolve into excuses. One group waits for pressure to find them. The other group creates it on purpose. You want to evolve? You want to execute like a machine? Then you must learn to manufacture the fire. You've been told to lower stress and ease up. And look where that's gotten you. You wait until the bills pile up. You wait until the deadline's on fire. You wait until the consequences are real. And by then, it's already too late. So I'll ask you straight. Why do you need disaster to get serious? Why does everything need to fall apart before you wake up? Because comfort is a liar, and it has convinced you that there's time, but there isn't. Every day you coast is a day you drift further from the life you're capable of living. Pressure reveals who you really are. Anyone can perform when the stakes are low. Anyone can fake motivation when there's no fire. But under pressure, that's where truth bleeds out. And if you haven't felt that pulse in your neck, that war drum in your chest, that violent urgency to win, then you've been asleep at the wheel. It's time to wake up. And it starts by compressing the clock. Rule 1. Shrink the timeline. Forget someday. Forget, I'll get it to you by the end of the week. That's coward language. Deadlines are weapons. Shorter timelines create sharper minds. Parkinson's law says, work expands to fill the time allowed. So if you give yourself a month, it'll take a month. But if you give yourself a day, it'll take a day. Start forcing decisions. Start shipping faster. Start acting like your time actually matters. You want speed? Then remove the cushion. Choke the timeline down until your brain screams, go. Rule 2. Raise the stakes. Comfort is the absence of consequences. You keep playing small because failure doesn't cost you enough. So raise the bar. Create pain for inaction. Put money on the line. Tell your circle what you're doing and tie your word to it. Make quitting humiliating. Make laziness unforgivable. No fallback. No plan B. Just do it. Or suffer. Because when your back is against the wall and your reputation, money, or survival is on the line, suddenly your excuses vanish. Suddenly you're capable of 10 times more than you thought. Most people won't apply pressure to themselves because they're still toying with the idea of success. But we don't toy. We go to war. This is what warriors do. We force pressure before the world does. We impose the burn before it becomes a fire. We create urgency before the storm arrives. Why? Because we don't wait to suffer. We train through it. We shorten timelines. We raise consequences. We eliminate escape hatches. And the result? A mind so sharp, so primed, so battle-ready, that even chaos feels like home. You can't become ruthless in a world that keeps you safe. The system wants you dull. It wants you dependent. It wants you waiting for someday. But someday doesn't exist. All you have is now, and the pressure you create inside of it. So here's your choice. Keep coasting through life with padded timelines and no consequences, or step into the crucible, compress the time, raise the stakes, and force the version of yourself that must perform. Because you will not rise until rising is required. You will not win until you decide failure is unacceptable. Turn up the pressure, or die in comfort. Law 6. Train your algorithm. You are not as independent as you think. Your thoughts are not all your own. Your habits are not random. Your emotions, engineered. Every scroll, every click, every pause, it's all data, and the system has been training you. Not to rise, not to think, not to lead, but to consume, to compare, to obey. And if you're not actively programming your mind, someone else already is. You've been conditioned, not educated. The apps on your phone were designed by weaponized psychology labs, engineered by the best behavioral scientists in the world, not to help you, but to hook you, to addict you, to reduce you to a dopamine-chasing shell of what you could have been. They tested the color of the notification bubble. They tested the sound of the ding. They A/B tested your attention span into extinction. And while you think you're casually checking in, you're being hijacked. Hijacked from your goals. Hijacked from your mission. Hijacked from yourself. But we don't get programmed. We program back. You want to take your mind back? You want to fight the machine and win? Then it's time to train your algorithm before it finishes training you. You don't scroll for entertainment. You scroll for strategy. You scroll with intent. Your feed becomes your library. Your search bar becomes your classroom. Your comments become reinforcement. Here's how. 1. Teach it what you want. Search for power. Search for mastery. Search for wealth, discipline, health, and ancient truths. Engage only with content that feeds your fire. Like it. Share it. Comment on it. Not for vanity, for reprogramming. Every signal you send is a command. Train the machine to mirror who you're becoming. 2. Purge the poison. Unfollow the clowns. Mute the drama. Block the noise. If it doesn't elevate your consciousness, it's a virus. Delete it without apology. You think watching failures suffer makes you feel better? No. It numbs you. It lowers your standard. Your feed is a mirror of your values. Clean it. 3. Integrate or die. Knowledge without action is decay. Don't just watch powerful ideas. Implement them. Teach them. Share them. Live them. Every time you teach someone else what you just learned, you double your mastery. Because true knowledge isn't memorized. It's embodied. Your mind is not a junk drawer. It's a weapon. And weapons are either sharpened or they're scrap. 4. Guard the gates relentlessly. The algorithm doesn't sleep, so neither can your discipline. You open a social app, you're stepping onto a battlefield. Enter with armor, use it with mission, exit with clarity. No more mindless scrolling. No more numbing yourself in the name of taking a break. That break is breaking you. 5. Build a digital fortress. Curate your inputs. Structure your notifications. Limit your apps. Set timers. Install blockers. Log out. Delete what weakens you. If it doesn't move you forward, it's not neutral. It's a liability. You are the programmer now. No more victim mindset. No more letting invisible forces dictate your mood, your focus, your destiny. The most dangerous people in the world aren't those who scream the loudest. They're the ones who train their mind in silence and use the system to fortify their mission. So train your algorithm. Make every input sacred. Make every click intentional. Because in the digital age, your feed becomes your fate. And you don't rise by accident. You rise by design. Law 7. Design your perfect week. If your life feels chaotic, inconsistent, scattered, it's because your time is unarmed. Your calendar is either a sword or it's a leash. Most people drift from day to day, blindfolded, chasing urgency, responding to noise, and calling it work. But a warrior's week is not reactive. It's engineered. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your systems. You want to build something legendary. You want to look back 6 months from now and not recognize the old you. Then you need structure. Ruthless, deliberate structure. Freedom is not the absence of schedule. Freedom is control over your time. You can't build an empire off vibes. You build it off blocks, discipline, and non-negotiables. So let's break it down. Step 1. Block the big rocks. What matters most? Not what's loud, not what's urgent, what's essential. Schedule the things that keep your body sharp and your mind dangerous. Your workouts, your deep work, your strategy time, your skill development, your recovery, your sleep, your relationships. Don't try to fit them in. You build around them. These are not optional. These are your sacred hours. Miss them, and you miss the mission. Step 2. Theme your days. Context switching kills momentum. You think multitasking makes you productive? No. It makes you mediocre at everything. So stop jumping between sales calls, admin, content, and meetings like a frantic robot. Assign themes to each day. Mondays equals marketing. Tuesdays equals team meetings. Wednesdays equals content creation. Thursdays equals strategy and vision. Fridays equals follow-up and cleanup. You're not reacting anymore. You're architecting your focus. Step 3. Batch and block. One task, one block, one focus. Stack similar activities together. 45 to 90-minute windows, no interruptions, no notifications. Write for 90 minutes. Take 10 calls back to back. Record 3 videos in a row. Handle all admin in one brutal block. You are not a light switch. You don't just flick between tasks and expect excellence. You are a machine. You need warm-up, rhythm, depth, and the only way to get there is immersion. Step 4. Schedule around energy, not just time. Time is one dimension. Energy is the multiplier. You don't just ask, when do I have time to do this? You ask, when am I strongest to do this? Track your rhythm. When do you feel sharpest? When does your brain feel foggy? What drains you? What fuels you? Place deep work during peak energy. Put shallow tasks when you're tired. Stack your flow in the order that feeds itself. Because when you align time with energy, you unlock consistency that feels like momentum on autopilot. Step 5. Build rituals to begin and end the day. Bookend your life with intention. Morning equals movement, silence, focus. Evening equals review, reflection, reset. You don't just wake up and wing it. You don't crash and burn into sleep. You prepare for war. Then you review the battle. Every single day. Why this works? Because amateurs plan their week around distractions. Professionals plan their week around domination. The difference between chaos and clarity is structure. The difference between drifting and rising is discipline. The difference between average and unbreakable is how you spend your hours when no one's watching. So, here's your task. Design your week like it's a blueprint for a billion-dollar life. Break it into war zones. Turn your calendar into a weapon. No more, I didn't have time. No more, I forgot. No more, I was overwhelmed. You're not a slave to time anymore. You are its master. Because when you command your week, you command your reality. Law 8. Gamify your work. You don't lack motivation. You lack evidence that what you're doing matters. You don't burn out from doing too much. You burn out from doing and seeing nothing change. And you don't quit because it's hard. You quit because your brain can't see the wins. Let me put it to you this way. Your life feels stuck because your system is blind. You've been trained to chase the wrong feedback loops. Scroll a little. Dopamine hit. Check a like. Dopamine hit. Watch another reel. Dopamine hit. These micro rewards flood your brain and reward you for doing nothing. Meanwhile, you do 10 sales calls, no celebration. You hit the gym 20 days in a row, nothing changes in the mirror. You finish a deep work session, it vanishes into the void. No visual, no reward, no reinforcement. So your brain thinks it doesn't matter. But we're not going to let that happen anymore. We're going to turn your discipline into a drug, your consistency into a game, your progress into proof. This is how we GIF our work, by making results visible, trackable, and undeniable. 1. Track your streaks. You want to stay consistent? Then make it a streak. 10 minutes of writing, 1 sales call, cold plunge, workout, meditation. You stack those days like bricks, not for ego, but for evidence, because your brain will fight to protect the streak. It doesn't want to start over. Make it visual, on your wall, on your whiteboard, in an app. You want to see the chain grow. You want to wake up and think, today doesn't get skipped. 2. Set milestone rewards. New levels, new devils, new rewards. This isn't about bribing yourself. It's about celebrating the grind. Hit 30 days in a row, buy the thing. Finish a hard project, take the trip. Hit your income goal, book the day off and live. Why? Because when you reward progress, you anchor your identity to the person who wins. This creates internal gravity. You start chasing the work, not because you have to, but because it feels good to win. 3. Make it visual. If you can't see it, it doesn't exist. Put your goals on your wall. Put your habits on your mirror. Use red X's. Use charts. Use trackers. Whatever it takes, make it physical. Because when the path becomes visible, so does the progress. And when you see progress, you keep going. 4. Do it with others. You'll quit on yourself, but you won't quit on your tribe. Start a streak with your team. Start a challenge with your circle. Make the goal public. Post your process. And tell the world, I'm in. I'm not backing down. Why does this work? Because when other people are watching, you perform, not for ego, for honor. Progress is the cure to paralysis. Most people are depressed because they've lost momentum, not in the world, but in themselves. But if you show them a chart that rises, if you show them a habit that stacks, if you show them proof that their discipline is paying off, they'll start to come alive again. And when they do, they become unstoppable. So, here's your assignment. Pick 3 habits. Track them visually for 30 days. Set a milestone reward. Involve one person. Keep the chain unbroken. That's it. You want motivation? Then show your brain the scoreboard it's been dying for. Because when your brain sees progress, it doubles down. It wakes up hungry. It locks in like a savage. No more invisible effort. No more blind discipline. No more, I guess this doesn't matter. Now it's a game. Now it's visual. Now it's real. Gamify your work. Show your progress. Become addicted to the climb. Law 9. Manage your energy. Everyone talks about managing time. But time without energy is worthless. You can have the whole day wide open and still be too foggy to focus, too drained to execute, too numb to care. And most people, they try to fight a war with a dead battery. They don't manage energy. They leak it, waking up late, stumbling through chaos, feeding their body garbage, letting toxic people hijack their peace, letting screens chew their dopamine like wolves gnawing bone. And then they wonder why they're exhausted, anxious, and broken by 2 p.m. You don't have an energy problem. You have an energy discipline problem. And today, we fix that. This is the law. If you don't create energy, you don't get to use it. You want to feel powerful on command? Then you have to generate that power. This body you've been dragging around. This mind that's been fogged and fractured. This spirit you've ignored while chasing convenience. All of it is trying to tell you something. And here it is. You do not have energy. You create energy. Through action, through movement, through command of your rituals. And if you learn to manage this fuel, you become limitless. Step 1. Dominate the morning. Your morning is not a routine. It's a ritual of resurrection. You wake up with war in your chest. No snooze button, no scrolling, no reacting. Just silence, stillness, and motion. Move the body, crush the cold shower, fuel the machine with real food, hydrate like it matters, because it does. You do this not for motivation, but to program the rest of the day. The body moves, the mind sharpens, the soul unlocks. Step 2. Protect your peaks. You have natural high points in the day. When your mind is sharper, when your ideas click faster, when your body feels electric. Those are your sacred hours. Guard them. No calls, no messages, no meetings, no garbage tasks, only high leverage work, only deep focus, only creation. Because once those hours are gone, they're gone. Use them to build your empire, not to scroll someone else's. Step 3. Reset fast. Reset hard. You feel the crash coming? Don't reach for caffeine. Don't scroll. Move. Drop and give me 50. Walk. Breathe cold air. Scream into the wind if you must. Reclaim your energy through action. You can reset your entire nervous system in 60 seconds, but only if you have the will to move. Sitting still while drained is surrender, and we do not surrender. Step 4. Remove what bleeds you. What drains you must be destroyed. Low-frequency people? Cut them off. Toxic food? Purge it. Chaos in your environment? Clean it. Digital dopamine dealers? Block them. If it doesn't give you energy, it doesn't deserve your presence. Most people live in a constant state of tolerated energy leaks, and it's killing them. But you were built to feel alive. Step 5. Rest with precision. Sleep isn't for the weak, it's for the sharp. Recovery is sacred. Without it, your discipline turns dull. So you plan your sleep. You earn it with your effort. You don't abuse it with laziness. You use it like a recharge station for a war machine, because that's what you are. Final truth. Energy is everything. Without it, you are dull, reactive, emotional, weak. But with it, you are untouchable, sharp, explosive, deadly. So stop living like energy is a mystery. It is a product of ritual, movement, inputs, and warrior-level standards. Discipline is the battery. Rituals are the charge. Execution is the discharge. You want energy? Create it. Protect it. Weaponize it. Manage your energy, and you will manage your destiny. Law 10. Find your flow. They told you to follow their blueprint. They gave you cookie-cutter routines. They fed you generic advice for a life you were never built for. And now you wonder why nothing sticks, why your systems collapse, why you keep burning out. It's not because you're broken. It's because you're not them. You were never meant to be. The truth is simple, savage, and freeing. Flow is not found in someone else's schedule. Flow is found when you build a world where your soul can breathe. This final law is the most dangerous one, because it forces you to stop copying, stop mimicking, stop chasing someone else's rhythm. This is where you unplug from the machine. This is where you stop apologizing for how you work. This is where you remember who the hell you are. The world doesn't need more people following scripts. It needs you, fully activated, fully aligned, and fully weaponized. And that means you must find your flow. Not the fake version, not the hype, the real flow. The sacred rhythm where time disappears and execution feels like breathing. Where you're not thinking, you're doing, you're becoming. Where your output feels effortless because you're finally operating from the core of who you are. But to get there, you need to kill the noise. Step 1. Observe, audit, question everything. Start with what's already working. Track your energy. Track your focus. Track your friction. Ask yourself daily, when do I feel alive? What drains me fast? What feels heavy, even when I'm rested? What feels light, even when I'm tired? These questions are maps. They don't lie. They lead you to the real terrain of your performance, not the fantasy, not the hype, the reality. Step 2. Rebuild from the ground up. Now start crafting your rhythm, not someone else's perfect morning routine, not a billionaire's schedule you found on YouTube. Yours. Maybe you work best at night. Maybe your flow hits after a walk, not before. Maybe you need silence, or chaos, or fasting, or sunlight. Whatever it is, own it. Build it. Protect it. Flow is not one size fits all. It's forged through ruthless self-awareness. Step 3. Eliminate what interrupts the current. Flow dies in interruption, in noise, in overthinking, in trying to be someone you're not. So remove the friction. Turn your phone off. Shut the door. Mute the chaos. Light the ritual. Set the stage. And when the current hits, ride it. No guilt. No apologies. No hesitation. Step 4. Refine. Tweak. Evolve. Flow isn't static. It shifts as you grow. What once gave you energy might now weigh you down. What used to work might now feel dead. That's not failure. That's evolution. So pay attention, stay nimble, stay honest. Your ability to recalibrate is the difference between stagnation and mastery. Step 5. Flow is not just for work. It's for living. When you align how you move, how you think, how you breathe, how you build, everything sharpens. Life becomes simpler, more focused, more lethal. You stop second-guessing. You stop stalling. You start creating at the speed of truth. This is the final law, because it sets you free. You are not a slave to someone else's formula. You are the architect of your rhythm. And once you find it, you become untouchable. So here's how it ends. Stop mimicking. Start mastering. Stop forcing yourself into boxes that were never shaped for you. And start flowing like the weapon you were always meant to become. Because when you find your flow, you stop grinding against life. And you start carving through it like a blade. This is how we focus. This is how we rise. This is how we win. We don't wait for flow. We become it. Now you know the truth. Not the polished version they sell in productivity books. Not the soft advice dressed up in pastel colors. Not the comforting lies designed to keep you numb and average. No. You've been given the weaponized blueprint. 10 laws not for the masses, but for the few who are willing to pay the price for greatness. You've learned that focus is not a talent. It's not a mood. It's not a random spark of motivation. It's a decision, a system, a way of life. And most will never understand it. They'll drown in their notifications. They'll scroll their dreams into oblivion. They'll say yes to everything and wonder why nothing changes. They'll live soft, reactive, forgettable lives. But not you. You're the outlier, the exception, the black sheep with the fire in your chest and the war in your eyes. And now, you're dangerous, because you know the truth. Focus isn't about doing more. It's about subtracting what doesn't belong. Your flow isn't random. It's engineered through ritual and rhythm. Starting with the beast builds confidence that can't be broken. Being hard to reach is how you protect your empire. Turning up the pressure unlocks levels of execution no one warned you about. Training your algorithm puts your mind back under your command. Designing your week is how you turn chaos into a kill zone. Gamifying your work keeps the flame alive when results take time. Managing your energy transforms your body into a weapon, not a weight. And finding your flow? That's how you become unshakable in a world built to distract you. You are not broken. You were just never shown how to take control. Now, you are. So the excuses die here. The drifting ends now. From this point forward, you obey the laws, or you accept mediocrity. There is no middle ground. No one is coming to fix your focus. No one is coming to do the deep work for you. You want freedom? Build it. You want peace? Earn it. You want success? Lock in and take it like a soldier claiming territory. This world is a battlefield, and you don't win by being available. You don't win by being nice. You win by being ruthless with your focus. So sharpen your edge. Enforce your rhythm. Master your inputs. Guard your energy. Track your progress. Kill distractions. And dominate your days like your life depends on it. Because it does. This is your mind, your mission, your war. And now, you are ready to win it. Carpe noctem.